Sometimes you have an opportunity to say something to really commend a state legislator. And one of those that I would like to commend right now is State Senator Paul Rose. In the debate last week over whether transgendered persons could compete in high school and middle school sports according to their perceived gender versus their biological sex, he was the only person in the whole state Senate who actually said anything that went beyond fairness of competition, fairness towards winning awards and scholarships, or risk of bodily injury. He actually said something very simple yet very profound, and you have to commend his courage for saying it, because he quoted actually from the Bible. And here's what he said, and then I want to comment on it.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just wanted to rise and express my support for this bill. I heard the comments from those that stand in opposition, but I'd be glad to share further with you personally why I stand in opposition. But I'd like to read something with your permission, please, Mr. Speaker.
You're recognized for that purpose, Senator Rose.
So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him, male and female, created he them. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
What I think is so important about what Senator Paul Rose said is this. It's from a book that has made a tremendous difference in my life, called Meditations and Discourses on the Glory of Christ by Puritan pastor John Owen, an advisor actually to Oliver Cromwell and to members of Parliament in the 1600s. And he wrote this. He said, God in his appointed time will effectually vindicate his honor and glory from the vain attempts of men of corrupt minds against him. In the meantime, it is the duty of all those who love the Lord Jesus in sincerity to give testimony to a particular or peculiar manner unto his divine person and glory, according unto their several capacities, because of the opposition that is made against them. So what is he saying? He says, God will always vindicate his glory and his honor. We know that on how he wiped out Pharaoh when he wouldn't let his people worship. We know that that's what happened to Nebuchadnezzar when he thought that he held his political power for his own glory and by the might of his own power. Well, God vindicated himself there. But what Owen is saying here, it's time for us to give testimony to the divine person and glory of God according to our capacities. Now, Paul Rose is not just a citizen. He's not just a member of a church. He's not just a Christian. He holds a political office, and even in that office, he can't lay aside what it is he believes about the glory of God, because that's part of his capacity too. And so he alone spoke to that, and I commend him for it, because you see, he sees something of the glory of God in the fact that he made us male and female. And when he stopped and made only Adam, he said, this is not good. And he didn't just make another Adam. He took from Adam a rib to make the woman, revealing the glory of a God who is one in essence and three in persons. It's a profound statement when we realize that we're made in the image of God and he made us male and female. And so he says, we need to engage in the controversies of the day towards a vindication of the truth, but also, he said, to promote the strengthening of the faith of true believers and their edification in the knowledge of it. And thank you, Paul Rose, for doing just that.